direttamente da Dublino, Massive Combo, Zar, Nick, JP, Killa Blaze, represent, don't give up, 2020, on the street like traffic lights, don't forget the vibes, I and I, Mika Soldi, time for music, time for mic, mind the steps,
I hear voices, they say don't breathe, they say don't leave, everything we know is all changed, everywhere I
Well,
go,
good afternoon or morning or evening or whatever time you're watching this to everybody. Welcome to the very first episode of our Kandemic Podcast. What is Kandemic, you might ask if you randomly found your way to this part of the internet. Kandemic is a Dublin-based band of 4 guys. It's also the first intergalactic collaboration between aliens and humans, and we don't take ourselves too seriously, so I hope you don't either. This is the first of, which at the very least is going to be 12 podcasts. We have ideas for some other segments for this podcast as well, so hopefully we'll get more than the 12, but for now you're listening to the first episode, which will be the first part of the origin story, which is a story that we wrote to go with the music on our debut album, and this is the first chapter called 2020, which came out, the song 2020 came out on the 28th of March. You guys have been absolutely brilliant spinning it and adding it to your playlist. We are ever so grateful for that, and also for all the other support, which we talk about that later. But now to the origin story. Chapter 1, 2020. The year 2020 was the beginning of a new world order. Behind the veil of global pandemic, the powers that be released information about aliens. Divide and conquer have been the name of the game for thousands of years. There are those who have and those who don't. And time again in history, when society built on this divide comes to its peak, the pitchforks come out. The Western world is now more divided than ever. For many years, it has been the strong middle class that kept the structure in place. But when the middle class gets a taste of what the poor had to endure, the balance starts to shift. Slavery, taxes, mortgages due to home ownership, and consumerism has kept the masses working for millenniums. But in 2020, the world came to a halt. Suddenly, people who had been busy running the rat race had to stop. There was time to spend with our own thoughts. Years of oppressed feelings started to surface. We began to question the purpose of this all. Is our constant chase for a better life and happiness actually making us happy? The cracks of Western society were starting to blow wide open. Divide and conquer only works if you have 2 sides to divide. The pandemic was a temporary solution. Wear a mask or not to wear a mask, vaccine or no vaccine, lockdown or no lockdown. Did the virus come from the wet markets of China, from a laboratory? Was it a man-made or mutation from animals? But it was only a matter of time before this invisible enemy could not divide people anymore. The powers that be needed a new enemy. Us humans possess an ego that makes us think we are better than others. We are somehow more superior to fellow humans or other species on this planet. The cruel joke is, we are actually an experiment. We are a mutation. We are the bastard child of all the other species of intelligent life in the Intergalactic Federation. We are living storage cells of DNA, biological data with information of all living things present, past and future in all the galaxies out there. We have been watched since the beginning of our time. We have been set up with a task to reach a higher level of consciousness, to become a better version of ourselves, to learn how to not let that ego control us. But it is that ego that let the powers that be control us, and they are scared to lose control. If the alien experiment works, who would provide for their elaborate lifestyle and desperate need for control? So they will paint the aliens as the new enemy. Divide and conquer. However, even though the aliens' intention seems pure, they have their own drifts. The thing about the truth is that truth itself is a multifaceted concept, with as many branches as there are beings trying to view it. Your perception of truth is different than mine. The way to the next level of human evolution requires us to deal with past trauma. The gamekeepers of the alien world would like us to view the Enlightenment the way they want us to perceive it. They want us to get there, step by step. They want us to walk the path they set up for us. But this is only one face of the multifaceted truth. There are rebel forces at play in the alien world as well. And these rebels have been infiltrating amongst us for a long time now. They are trying to pass on information to us, to show us the other perspective to the truth. Their work is not easy, as most of us humans are not ready for this information yet. But the time is getting close. How do I know all of this, you might ask? Well, I have met one of them, and I call him a friend. So that is the first chapter of our origin story. The next chapter will be out with the next track, which is coming out on the 27th of April. The track is called Virus, and we will provide you with the links where you can go and pre-save it already now. And I'd say a couple of days after the track comes out, also the podcast will come out. The origin story blog post will go up probably on the day of the track coming out as well. And just a little bit of clarity on this all. We are going to be doing 12 tracks, and that means there's 12 chapters to this origin story. It will go on, and it is a little bit of fun from our side of things. It's not to be taken too seriously. Having said that, there might be snippets of wisdom in there. There might be things that make you ponder, make you think, make you look at things from a different perspective, which is something we all need to do right now. We're too focused on looking everything from one perspective, which is just our perspective. And there's too many stories out there at the moment, and it's too easy to take a side and start hating somebody else, when all we should be really focusing on is ourselves. Focus on being a better version of you. And if we all do that, world would be a much better place. I'm not saying that there isn't evil things in this world. Of course there are. There are very horrible things in this world, but at the same time, I personally believe that the good outweighs the bad massively. And we just want to spread a little bit of joy, music, stories, and fun with you guys. So please don't come back to us and try to tell us that we're telling lies, because we are. It's a story. We're telling stories. That's what artists do. We also provide a different perspective. That's what artists do. So thank you very much for tuning in for this one. I know these are a little bit short, but that's just the way they're going to be in the beginning. And hopefully we'll get to you some more interactive chapters coming ahead of us. But, we're enjoying what we're doing, and hopefully you get something out of it as well. If you do want to support us, which some of you have already done, which is unbelievable considering that some of you did it even before our first track came out, we do have merchandise on our website, which is kandemicmusic.com. Kandemic spelled with a K. And on the website, there's a lot of merchandise. There's clothing, there's grinders, herb grinders, obviously. There's loads of stuff there, and if you guys do purchase something from there, all the money that comes from it goes directly back towards us making more music. And any bit of support, especially in these weird times, is a very, very highly appreciated. And also, as I said, the 2020 is live on Spotify, on Apple Music, on Amazon, everywhere. Also, there's a cool video of it on YouTube, so if you get a chance, and go check them out. It would really mean a lot to us. If you do have a playlist, please do add it to it, because that really makes a huge difference to the algorithm on all the different platforms. So, that would be absolutely fantastic. So, my name is JP, here from Kandemic. I'm about to sign off and go and do some more music. So, hopefully you guys have a kick-ass day, and I'll talk to you in the next episode.
Hard to find for those who can't see through. Confusion all around, instinct is true, and I hear you all with an open mind. Just don't let the fear inside.
Welcome to 2020, creep and deceit has been plenty. To clean the slate and start from empty. Don't look down, cause no one's beneath me. Lost in a city,
where they show no pity. 21 days locked up in a cage. Everyone's quiet, but the crowd grows fire. It's hard to sleep, I got fucked up dreams. Anxious mind, working overtime. Spoon-fed with fear, sedate with beer. Welcome to 2020, creep and deceit has been plenty. Clean the slate and start from empty. Don't look down cause no one's beneath me. Welcome to 2020, creep and deceit has been plenty. Clean the slate and start from empty. Don't look down cause no one's beneath me.
La nostra verità che affonda nell'ignoto. Volti vuoti e persi in questa mia città. Libri nuovi e manco aperti e poi abbandonati. Ed ora vedo solo addome senza credo né un perché. Politici ubriachi contro artisti maledetti. Sembra tutto un film, sì, ma di serie D. Io, te, nessuno troveremo verità. E ciò che sembra tutto vero è solo la nuova realtà. Pazzia, follia, anarchia echeggiano in città. Pensieri muti strillano, nessuno ascolterà. Sorrisi senza volto e senza umanità. Dimmi, questa tu la chiami la nostra libertà.
Welcome to 2020, creep and deceit has been plenty. Clean the slate and start from empty. Don't look down cause no one's beneath me. Welcome to 2020, creep and deceit has been plenty. Clean the slate and start from empty. Don't look down cause no one's beneath me.
Sono ancora qui seduto sul solito muretto, il paese assai diverso, perso come il mio sguardo, ancora lì come quel sogno nel cassetto. Intorno a me il tempo cambia tutto, dall'ultimo banco al ritardo in reparto. I miei frati al bar con le birrette, file in bagni e il super tennis, le panchine, le bombette. 2020 l'anno dei silenzi, di CPM e commenti, covidioti, stronzate in tele per i malati della malafede. Chi cerca trova spesso pietre, dura stare chiusi in pochi metri, giocare coi divieti. Troppo tempo per pensare agli Anunnaki, la negazione degli scemi, gilet arancioni, solo idioti. Take care of your family, keep your heads up. Tieni duro, il vuoto dentro noi, il ricordo più vero. 2020 guardiamo al futuro, il pensiero più puro, don't give up.
Welcome to 2020, creep and deceit has been plenty. Clean the slate and start from empty. Don't look down cause no one's beneath me. Welcome to 2020, creep and deceit has been plenty. Clean the slate and start from empty. Don't look down cause no one's beneath me.
Don't forget 2020, you better know. Kandemic.